Don't law in your hands for the real authority. That it can't take your law. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, I mean you cheche. Do well for your safety. If you see a don't keep it, you must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Cyan, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Cyan.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Robbie, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, some going deep and deeper. Put in toto ichiki. Bila living.
When chicken say, Bogoni Oko, is a gossip.
Let's say a pleasant good morning and welcome to the program from the Print News today, Wednesday, 14 January 2026. My name is Wendell Nimna, and it's good to be back here on the midweek edition of the program from the Print News, brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store, and Mayuba & Sons Incorporated. Wendell Nimna is my name, and I'm going to be here this morning. Esther is not around, and so hopefully we will have with us before the climax of the show our weather report man, Suleiman Hashim Tunis, will come in to give us the weather report for today. So let's use this time to welcome all of you wherever you are and watching or listening. We want to welcome you. Those of you who are watching, don't forget to always drop your comment. Don't just like the post. Share and drop a comment. So if you are watching from Europe, Asia, America, or Africa, just let us know by dropping a comment in our comment section on our Facebook and YouTube Live. So please do. Don't just like. Drop a comment. It's important for us to know where you are watching us from. So, folks, in our studio this morning, we have the hard copies of the Front Page Africa newspaper and the Daily Observer newspaper. So we'll be running you some of the stories, running you through some of the stories here on the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper. And let's begin now with the reading. We will begin with top stories. And it says here, defending truth and justice. McGill reaffirms innocence as rape survivors legal team seeks DNA, CCTV, and forensic reports from police. Legal issues. We will continue to resist. Molu and supporters vow to continue advocacy despite police charges. And then lastly, for top stories, recording significant gains. NPHIL taught major 2025 health gains under Dr. Young, contradicting Bo's inefficiency claims. Those are the top stories. Let's get to the ones we call the big stories. Aggrieved youth reject move to add 14 seats at legislature. We need jobs, not more lawmakers. The creation of 14 additional seats is very inexpedient. It violates the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. So we are here today to speak to our senators that they should not in any way concur with the House of Representatives on the passage of this bill. We do not need additional districts. We need jobs. A few months from now, the University of Liberia will be putting out over 2,000 graduates, and the AMEU and UMU have put out graduates, but there are no jobs. Jethro Harris, Secretary General, Young Youth Alliance for Responsive Governance. Very interesting story. But let's see whether we can take few lines from there. Let's get to few lines of the story. All right. So we continue to let you know that, this is what we call, the guys are just confirming what was said by the vice president. So let's take a few lines from that story. Very, very interesting story. I'm trying to make my way. Okay, I'm there. So this is the story. Scores of aggrieved youth on Tuesday, January 13, gather at the Capitol building in Monrovia to protest against a proposed expansion of the national legislature, calling on the Liberian Senate to reject a bill that seeks to create 4. The peaceful demonstration was marked by chants, placards, and strong warnings to lawmakers against what the protesters described as self-empowerment, greed, and misplaced priorities at a time of deep economic hardship. The bill, which will increase the number of seats in the House of Representatives, was recently passed by the lower chamber following the submission of a report from a joint committee on elections and inauguration, judiciary and good governance, and government reform. The committee is chaired by Sino County District 1 Representative Thomas Romeo Quia, with passage in the House secured. The proposed legislation now awaits concurrence from the Liberian Senate. Protesting under the banner of the Youth Alliance for Responsive Governance, the demonstrators converged on the Capitol grounds carrying placards bearing strong messages directed at lawmakers. Among the inscriptions were statements such as "Lawmakers are the real lawbreakers," "Create 14 seats and we will retire you," "Deal with the bread and butter issues," "Not self-empowerment," "Liberians need genuine change," and "We need more jobs, not more lawmakers." The protesters said the creation of additional electoral districts would only deepen Liberia's economic challenges and further burden taxpayers, while doing little to address unemployment and poor living conditions faced by the majority of citizens, particularly young people. Speaking to reporters during the protest, YAC Secretary General Jethro Harris sharply criticized the House of Representatives for passing the bill, describing the decision as ill-timed and disconnected from the realities facing ordinary Liberians. Speaking to reporters during the protest, YAC Secretary General Harris said the country is currently struggling with widespread unemployment, low wages, and rising living conditions or costs, making the proposed expansion of the legislature both irresponsible and insensitive. According to Harris, the passage of the bill does not reflect the interests of the Liberian people, but instead serves the personal and political interests of a select few lawmakers. He accused members of the House of prioritizing self-benefit over national development and public welfare. Well, I think, folks, we can leave it right there, but that's the story there from some aggrieved youth that are calling on the Liberian Senate to not concur with the lower house to pass 14 additional seats. We need jobs. That's what they are saying, not more lawmakers. You just heard during the opening of the 55th session of the National Legislature, it was also said by the Vice President, Jeremiah Cohn, that the government has failed in the last 2 years to provide or to create job opportunities for Liberians. And this is exactly what the guys are saying. We need jobs, not more lawmakers. But let's take our final story on the front page Africa newspaper. And it says President Bouaka seeks legislative ratification of a Salamita Third Amendment and cites strategic benefits. Let's see what the story is all about. AML will make an annual contribution of US $500,000 into a community development fund established for the socio-economic development of towns and villages within the physical boundaries of the concession area. Upon ratification, the Salamita Liberia shall submit to the government a social infrastructure plan for implementation of these specific community development initiatives in Nimba, Bong, and Grand Bassa counties. Joseph Nyima Bouaka, President of Liberia. Let's take a few lines from that story. Let's get to it. President Joseph Nyima Bouaka has formally submitted to the Liberian Senate or Liberian Legislature Amendment number 3 to the Mineral Development Agreement, MDA, between the government of Liberia, GOL, and Salamita, urging lawmakers to ratify the agreement, which he says carries far-reaching strategic benefits for the country. The amendment, signed between the executive branch and the Salamita, must be ratified by the legislature to become law. In accordance with the Constitution of Liberia, the president submitted the agreement to the House of Representatives for review and subsequent ratification during the opening of the first quarter of the third session of the 55th National Legislature. In a communication addressed to Speaker Richard Nambwekon and read on the House floor, President Bouakai emphasized that the Third Amendment strengthens Liberia's economic prospects while safeguarding national interests. Background of the agreement: the government of Liberia and Asalamita Holding AG entered into the original MDA on August 17, 2005, which was duly ratified by the legislature, signed by former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and published into. The agreement was later amended twice on December 28, 2006 and January 23, 2013, following extensive negotiations and consultations. The government of Liberia, Asalamita Liberia Holdings Limited, formerly Mita Steel Liberia Holdings Limited, Asalamita USA Liberia Holdings LLC, and Asalamita Liberia Limited agreed to further amend the MDA. The Third Amendment was signed on December 20, 2025. Under the new amendment, the parties agreed to restate the MDA in its entirety, consolidating all previous amendments into a single and fully amended document. Strategic benefits highlighted: President Bouakai told lawmakers that the Third Amendment introduces major reforms and development gains, including the establishment of the railroad system operating principles. Under this framework, the government of Liberia will have the right to institute a multi-user rail regime, ensuring non-discriminatory access to the Yekepa-Buchanan Rail Corridor. The agreement also provides for the transition to an independent, government-regulated rail authority by 2030, consistent with Liberia's long-term vision for a national multi-user rail system. The duration of the MDA is extended to December 20, 2050, with an option for renewal, increased production and revenue. One of the major provisions of the amendment is the expansion of Asalamita Liberia's production capacity, increasing from 50 million wet metric tons per annum by 2027 to 20 MWMTPA by 2031 and up to 30 MWMTPA thereafter. The agreement includes an upfront payment of US $200 million to the government of Liberia and raises the annual mining license fee from US $50,000 to US $500,000 beginning in 2031. Royalties will now be paid monthly at 4.5% of the FBO Buchanan price, replacing the previous quarterly payment system. Community development and infrastructure. Under the Third Amendment, Asalamita Liberia will make an annual US $5 million contribution to a community development fund for social counties, an increase from the previous US $3 million. The amount will be adjusted annually for inflation. Upon ratification, the company will submit a social infrastructure plan covering projects such as rehabilitation of the KM 2.5 bridge connecting Buchanan City Center to the concession area, paving of the concession road linking the bridge to Tottenham Street in Buchanan, rehabilitation of the St. John River Bridge connecting Bong and Grand Bassa counties, completion of the Saniquila Yekipa road pavement, Salamita, Liberia will also establish a vocational training center in Buchanan to complement the existing Yekipa VTC, while continuing housing, rehabilitation, education, and employment programs in affected communities. Failure to implement social infrastructure commitments will result in penalty payments to the CDF ranging from US 250,000 to US 500,000 annually, the president noted. Jobs, Liberianization, and education, the amendment strengthens Liberian participation in management and requiring 50% Liberian management within 1 year, 75% within 5 years, and 90% within 10 years. Within 1 year, at least one of the top 4 senior management positions, CEO, CAO, CFO, or COO, must be held by a Liberian. The agreement mandates absolute hiring preferences for qualified Liberians and prioritizes Liberian-owned small and medium enterprises for goods and services. In education, the company will provide a US $500,000 annual training budget, fund scholarships in geology and mining engineering, support the University of Liberia's Mining and Geology Institute, and contribute to community colleges in the 3 affected counties. Legislative review ahead. The proposed third amendment has been forwarded to the appropriate legislative committees for scrutiny. Lawmakers are expected to conduct hearings and consultation before deciding on ratification. If approved, the revenue, infrastructure modernization, job creation, and broader national economic growth while transforming Liberia's rail system into a shared national asset. Madam Pro Tempore, the third amendment to the Salamita MDA represents is economic development, infrastructure modernization, and community empowerment, and in an alignment with the arrest agenda for inclusive development. I therefore urge the legislature to ratify this agreement, he stated. Meanwhile, the plenary of the Liberian Senate has mandated its Joint Committee on Lands, Mines, and Energy, Investment and Concessions, Judiciaries, Ways, Means, and Finance to review the agreement and report back within a month. A motion for the action to be taken was filed by River G County Senator Francis Dopo. And folks, that's all we can take this morning from the Front Page Africa newspaper. And today, one of our own here is celebrating Chris Sapo, our IT guy, celebrates his natality today. So from the Print News family and the entire management and staff of this noble institution, we say happy birthday to you, Chris Sapo, our IT giant here at Freedom. Happy birthday to you, Chris. I just extended that fatherly handshake to you. We move on with more stories. Now we are before the Daily Observer newspaper. And it says here, Senate to revisit controversy harmonization policy. But chief architect of the policy, Samuel Twe, rejects calls to reverse policy. Is a lie. Samuel Twe never rejected anything. This is a lie. Who wrote this story? William Hammond. Where did you get this information that the architect behind the policy, Samuel Twe, rejects calls to reverse policy? Where did you get that information? We just heard from Samuel Tour the other days, so I don't know where you got your information from, William Hammond. So that's the caption here. It says Senate to revisit controversy harmonization policy. But chief architect of the policy, Samuel Tour, rejects calls to reverse policy. Let's run some lines. We also see here the controversy of Senate pro tempore Yumli Kanga Lawrence. As the 55th National Legislature opened its third session this week, the Senate has signaled a renewed and consequential examination of one of the most diverse public sector reforms in recent history, the salary harmonization policy introduced under the former Coalition for Democratic Change administration. In a special statement delivered Monday on Capitol Hill, Senate pro tempore Yumli Lawrence announced that the Senate will formally review the harmonization. Continuation of the story is on page 10. I'm trying to drive my way all the way to page 10. So yes, I'm there. It says, citing concerns over fairness, just compensation, and alignment between qualifications and duties performed by civil servants. She immediately mandated the Senate Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance and Public Accounts to begin the review process and report to plenary within 2 weeks. The move has reopened the national debate that many believe played a decisive role in the CDC electoral defeat in 2023, when thousands of disgruntled civil servants allegedly mobilized against the ruling party. The salary harmonization policy was introduced in 2019 by the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and the Civil Service Agency under the leadership of then Finance Minister Samuel D. Tour Jr. The reform was later codified into law through the National Standardization and Remuneration Act, making harmonization the official civil service compensation framework of the Republic. The policy emerged amid mounting fiscal pressure, ballooning wage bills, and growing inequities within the public sector. Some officials earned salaries several times higher than others performing similar or even lesser responsibilities, largely due to a dual system of basic salary and general allowance that escape uniform taxation. The CDC government defended harmonization as a bold corrective measure and anchored on the principle of equal pay for equal work. Officials argued that reducing the wage bill would free resources for infrastructure, education, healthcare, and other development priorities, while also helping Liberia meet International Monetary Fund benchmarks. But why the policy made fiscal sense on paper, its rollout proved politically explosive. Public outrage and civil servants backlash. For many civil servants, harmonization translated into abrupt and sometimes severe salary cuts. Take-home pay dropped, tax deduction increased, and long-standing allowances were collapsed into a single taxable income. In a country already grappling with high inflation and unemployment, the impact was immediately and painful. The policy triggered protests, strikes, and persistent public outrage. Teachers, nurses, administrative staff, and other public workers complained that the reform was implemented without adequate consultation, transparency, and cushioning mechanism. By the time Liberia entered the 2023 election cycle, harmonization had become more than a policy. It was a political symbol of hardship. A popular chant among nurses and other workers during campaign season captured the mood You harmonize our pay, we will harmonize your vote. Many political observers believe this resentment translated into votes against the CDC, contributing significantly to former President George M. Weah Law's and the return of the Unity Party to power under President Joseph N. Walker. Despite the change in administration, harmonization has remained largely intact, fueling continued debate. Pressure for review intensified in the late 2024 when Bowman County Senator Edwin Snow urged the government to use national budget to restore pre-harmonization salaries and benefits. Finance Minister Augustine Pehiga Leto acknowledged public concerns and pledged a comprehensive review, signaling a possible policy shift. Against this backdrop, pro-tempore Kanga Lawrence directive marks the most concrete legislative step yet toward reassessing the reform. Twer pushes back. Former Finance Minister Twer, widely regarded as the chief architect of harmonization, has welcomed the Senate's review but forcefully rejected calls to reverse the policy. As the minister who presided over the harmonization reform, I welcome this review, Twer wrote on social media, particularly for the light it will shed on the misinformation and propaganda that affected the reform. Well, let's leave it right there. We will jump to more stories here from the Daily Observer newspaper. Then we bring in our weather report man. So, more stories. This one says, enraged lawmaker latches House leadership over unscrupulous voting pattern. And LCAA unveils 20-year master plan to rebuild trust and reposition sector. We see Honorable Julius D. Dennis Jr., Director General of the LCAA, presenting the 20-year master plan to Amos J. Bobo, Special Assistant in the Office of the Minister of Transport, who represented the minister at the launch. Conspiracy as acquitted Deputy Minister McGill seeks closure in high-profile rape case. Let's move you to the back page. LCC, okay, ambitious 20-year civil aviation plan, 2025 to 2045. And we see all the gurus here. We see the Deputy Director General for Administration, Liberia. Okay, that's the LCAA. All right, we see Mr. David Farhad, Chairman of the LCAA Board, seated during the launch. We Captain Moses K. Wiffer, Commissioner and CEO of the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, making brief remarks during the launch ceremony. We also see Mr. Augustine C. Tamba, Deputy Director General for Technical Services, LCAA, giving remarks at the master plan launch. Also photographed is the Special Assistant in the Office of the Minister of Transport, Amos J. Bobo. And we see Egon Quia, Deputy Managing Director for Operations at the Liberia Airport Authority, making remarks on behalf of the LAAA during the launch. Well, folks, that's all we can bring you this morning from the Delhi, right? And just before we bring in our weather report man, we will have to recap these stories, bring in our weather report man, take our weather report, and then we take our usual break to get word from our sponsors. So these are stories we brought to you this morning. First, the front page Africa. Top stories. Defending truth and justice. McGill reaffirms innocence as rape survivors' legal team seeks DNA CCTV, and forensic reports from police. We will continue to resist. Molu and supporters vow to continue advocacy despite police charges. And recording significant gains, NPHIL touts major 2025 health gains under Dr. Nya, contradicting both inefficiency claims. And the Grieve Youth reject move to add 14 seats at legislature. We need jobs, not more lawmakers. And lastly, for the front page Africa newspaper, President Bouaka seeks legislative ratification of ArcelorMittal Third Amendment and cites Africa. These are stories we brought you from the Daily Observer. Senate to revisit controversy harmonization policy, but chief architect of the policy, Samuel Tuer, rejects calls to reverse policy. Enraged lawmaker latches House leadership over unscrupulous voting pattern. And Gonglo presses LMP for transparency as a quoted Deputy Minister McGill seeks closure in high-profile rape case. And lastly, LCAA unveils 20-year master plan to rebuild trust and reposition sector. Well, folks, that's all we can take this morning. We have with us Suleiman Tunis. Let's bring in Tunis, who is going to give us the weather. And welcome.
Good morning, Windell. Good morning, Mama Liberia. Salam alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. This is your good friend Suleiman Hashim Tunis coming to you from Staten Island, New York, with Freedom FM 87.9, the most listened to radio station in the nation capital. This morning, or today, daytime now, almost afternoon, bringing you the weather report. Your own man, Suleiman Tunis from Freedom FM. You're going to experience a lot of sun today. Lot. Be prepared for the heat. It's right now, as I speak, it's about 85 degrees. Feels like 91, 92, not even 91, 92. All right. So if you are someone, you need to come out. You need to put some nice smell on yourself, because when the hot, the humidity make you sweat and something like that. So today, be prepared. The sun going to be shining up to almost 5 o'clock before it come down a little bit. Tomorrow, Thursday, almost the same, 85. We're going to be like, feels like 92, 90, 93. That's what it's going to be like. And it's going to be the same as today. Probably mid early afternoon, you will experience a little bit of rain, but don't even depend on that, because it's just after that rain, if it did, you're going to have a lot of heat again. So that's about it. Let me give you Friday also. Friday, all this day, today, tomorrow, Friday, be prepared for a serious heat. Serious one.
We just wanted you to save the rest of the days, because you will always be here to give the day's report. So I just thought it wise that we just do Wednesday.
It's okay. I mean, it's not, we give almost 7 days weather here every day. But let me just, as the days go by, change. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's going to be almost the same. Friday, you probably might have a little bit of rain in the evening hour. But today, tomorrow, and Friday, prepare for the heat, because you're going to be in the 90, 85, but feels like 92. So prepare for that, okay? You ain't going to have any heavy rain like before, but you're going to have a lot of sun and a lot of heat. It's going to be humid. So if you guys are working in the sun, be prepared for tint. If you are light skinned, you're going to be tinted. You'll be darker. That's what I meant. If you are already attacked, then so thank God for that, because you're going to be extremely dark. Okay. If you're going to be like people like, oh, you're going to be extremely
Your
dark.
black, your black will get deeper. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's it.
For you guys who working outside, be a little bit careful, because drink a lot of water. That's the advice from Freedom FM. Drink a lot of water. If it's hot like that, find water to drink. It's recommended. Okay. So that's about it. That's a 3-day forecast. Keep it in mind, and we'll be renewing it every day, because the weather changes as the day go by. But for now, that's how it stands. Thank you again. This is your good friend coming to you live from Staten Island, New York. We have a tragedy yesterday. One of our sister here, who is a prominent sister called Ramatu Kiadi. She's been here since she was a little girl. She died at 53 years old yesterday morning. Ramatu Kiadi is a boy. There's a guy in Liberia. Her brother is in Liberia I think there's here we used to call him Desiree, but over there they call him Desire. His name is Desire. Okay. Yes, one time he called me on this radio here. So he was here also, but he went back to live in Liberia. So that's it. That's how we woke up yesterday morning. That's the news we woke up with. Yeah, call the girl, the lady. It's not a girl. She have 4 or 5 children, grown children. Yes. Okay. That's about it. That's the weather report, and that's a sad report. Back to you, my brother.
Thank you very much. That's the voice of our weather report man, Suleiman Tunis, always here to give us the weather report for today. We're about to catch up with our break, but I think we have Gus with us. So, Gus, can you please greet the audience, and then we can go for our break?
Yeah, good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Suleiman Tunis. Good morning, Liberia. Gus Kwama. Glad to be here.
All right, so folks, let's go and take word from Tunis. You want to say something?
No, I was just returning Gus' greeting. Good morning.
Okay. All right, so let's go and take word from our sponsor, and then when we come back, we draw you close to our talking points. This is the midweek edition of the program from the Pre-News on Freedom 87.9. So our break is up next.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. Well, it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it, and I mean you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, The people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stop, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime Stop Liberia. From the center to interior. Crime Stop, they keeping us safe. They're stopping crimes for all of us.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia.
Oh yes, folks, that's the power of our sponsors. That's the power they have. Crime Stopper Liberia, making sure that crimes are minimized in our communities and the society at large. Also, we have proud to be associated with
I received a call. Can I
Mayuba
call?
and
Can I plug
Sons.
back?
They are not
Come
just
back in.
only into the petroleum business.
All right.
Mayuba is into the transport. They also have a water factory. All right. They rent out tanker trucks, they rent out dump trucks. So you just name it. So Mayuba is not just only a petroleum dealer. For those of you who are interested in that area, you want them to be a supply of petroleum, well, Mayuba is the best for you. And we also have with us Exodus Best Price Store. They are one of Liberia's finest when it comes to selling out cheaper beverages. They have all of the local commodities and international beverages at a cheaper price. So if you're having a wedding, you're having a special occasion party, you know, some big gathering, you want to get drinks for cheaper price, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you. Folks, welcome back. Yesterday we were here talking about jobs creation, where the vice president said during the opening of the 55th legislature that the government has failed to create jobs. While other people are saying the economy is good, he said the reason is because the economy is bad. And we have some folks who are saying they need jobs, not more lawmakers. All right? They want job, they want to work. The University of Liberia will soon be putting out 2,000 plus graduates. All right. Most of the people, if you check it out, 95% of that number are people out of jobs. All right. So they are saying instead of the legislature adding 14 seats, 14 seats to the current one they have is useless. It means that they are insensitive to the plight of the Liberian people. Do we need more lawmakers for more? Because the ones that we have, we already finding it difficult with them to do the job they're supposed to do for the people. Then we're bringing 14 more on board. When this government is failing in the area of creating jobs. So the money that you're supposed to be taking to create additional 14 seats, why don't you pump that money into something tangible that will, create job opportunities for Liberians. Because when the people have job, it reduces the burden on government. Because that one man, he got more than 10, 15 persons, as dependents. They are depending on him. So when there is no job, that's how you see family get loose. That's how you see sometimes in the family there's no respect, because they say when there is no job, there is no respect. So creating 14 seats to add to the current ones we have is being insensitive to the plight of the people. And I'm in support of that. Look at the lawmakers that we have currently. Look at them. They only care for themselves. All of the laws they are passing is just to benefit themselves. Not you, the Liberian people. When last some of your lawmakers went to you and told you their workings at the level of the legislature? When last? Some of them, you don't even see them. The district that some of them represent, they don't even go there. So bringing 14 more of them on board is useless when Liberian people are crying for jobs. The hospitals are empty, no drugs. You go to the hospital, you get sick, they will give you slip. They say, go and buy drugs. When I don't understand, because these things never used to happen in our country, where you will go to the hospital, then the hospital will send you outside to go buy drugs. Even the community doctors we had those days, they had everything to give you. When you go for malaria treatment, they will give you that malaria treatment. And they will give you the malaria treatment and say, go buy it. Where in this world you will go to a hospital where it's supposed to treat you, and the hospital tell you, say, they don't have this drug. It is the responsibility of the hospital to make sure that drug is there. So the guys are saying that I'm supporting the 14 additional seats is useless. UMU Port of graduates, they are still struggling to get job. AME Port of graduates, they are still struggling to get job. And soon and very soon, the University of Liberia will be putting out more than 2,000 people. And out of that 2,000 people, you go check it out, 5% or maybe less than that percentage got jobs. Bulk of them are out of jobs. So where are we heading as a country when these people promise to come and rescue us? Are we being rescued when we see people's homes are being broken down? Is that what you call rescue, when the government is supposed to be providing shelter for its people? Is they're breaking down shelter from the people, making them homeless? Let me just stop here and go to my guys to take the side of the story. Then we can take calls. Tunis and Gus, let's hear from you.
Is Gus here? Gus, are you back?
Tunis, are you there? Gus, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm hearing you. I don't know who's going to take the lead.
If Gus is here, he could take the lead. But when you were speaking, he said he had a call. He will be right back.
Then
anyway,
let's hear you, Tunis.
My attention went to this McGill issue. He was exonerated by the police GI on the allegations from the 14-year-old girl. But I think it's similar to this allegation about the Jala case. Why is it that Jala is right now in detentions at the post target? Why? What makes this case different? Why didn't just keep Jala wherever he is until they go through the investigation before they send him to court? Why did they keep Jala? Both of them insulted and sodomized or raped a teenager. or a minor was almost 6 months, while all of a sudden they just took Chala to jail, and this young man was not taken to jail, pending investigation through the court. You know, these are the questions we ask. And I see that, I think Councillor Gonglo asking the case to be, at least the funding to be public, for the public to know how far, where they got this funding from, that this man was clear he was not guilty. After all this, he was only suspended from his job. Even that, it was a serious outcry from the Liberian citizen before the president, which was not even in the country. He asked for him to be suspended. So we'd like for Gregory Comer to bring us this funding. And I believe the way the case went, the way they took this case is not fair to the Liberian people. Because the man was accused and there was paperwork that this guy was touched. You know, he should have been taken to court. And all these findings, let the court look into it and clear him up. But police GI is doing the police work, doing the judge work, doing the jury work. I don't think it was fair. And no matter what they say, I think there was a foul play in this case. You know, that's my attention for the headline news, the print news, newspaper. This is my attention. This is my Gil case.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to us with the Liberian. The police can do all the work. I think the investigation doesn't go like that.
Okay. All right. So, folks, that's it. We have two issues. We're talking about the former deputy minister has been exonerated. It has been proven that he had nothing to do with the little girl, according to what we've gathered from him being acquitted, that he had nothing to do with the little girl. There was no day that he ever had something to do with the little girl. And so he was told to go. You are a walking free man now. You are not a rapist. It was alleged that you raped, but from the investigation conducted, you are not a rapist. So J. Brian Bobby McGill, you can go free. You are free. Anybody sees you in the street and call you a rapist, it is your constitutional right to have them sued or, take them to the law. And we also listened to some aggrieved youth who went to the grounds of the Capitol yesterday and said to the lawmakers that we don't need 14 seats. What we need is more jobs. Create more jobs so that Liberian people can work to feed their families, not to be bringing in bobo lawmakers. Then they just come and sit everything that come on the floor. Yes, I'm part of it. I agree. No, they will not one day oppose. They are always, in line with things that will not benefit us as a country. So these are our talking points this morning. Let's hear from you, the Liberian people. Call us on 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104, and the WhatsApp line is +231 886 500 104. And we also have a special line assigned to our female callers. That's 0770 297 016. All right. Gus, are you back? Okay, I think Gus is still on the call. So let me talk to this person. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Nime.
Good morning. Welcome. Let's hear from you. Patience Gray. Welcome to the show, Patience. Let's hear you.
Mr. Nime, it's going to follow saying.
What happened to it?
This thing happened. Mr. Nime, you were here yesterday. The Unity Party people claim to be the most educated people in Liberia, including President Walker. They claim to be the most educated president in Africa. Today, to see one person holding 3 positions in Liberia, Mr. Nime, the RG, he the justice minister, he the general minister, Mr. Nime, we don't see what problem. When you see what problem, you come here, Mr. Nime was telling the people they not listen to us, including yourself, Mr. Nime, you sat down on the video. Educated people, they say Mr. Nime was lying, KOK was lying, AB was lying. They say open la radio station. They say all that thing. So they approve you, Mr. Nime. They approve you. So the second issue, Mr. Nime, they say on the 3 lawmakers before you power, they gave me a heli. They say on the 3 lawmakers, they gave me a heli. They bring a capital building to this, so they will get power for that capital building. They will have extra 14 for them, Mr. Nime. So the next thing we get at the mansion point. They saw the 3 of them, they had to get rid of them, Mr. Nime. You're saying generally you can go to that capital building every day for making law, you saw them well, another place seller. If they want to remove these people, they come in another 14 days, give Mr. Nime. So they remove the protest.
A lot of people say they won't be 87.
Mr. Nime, you come in, you know, hard down, you want talking to our husband, and live the family out for them, Mr. Nime. You come in, when you come in, I see one person get 3 positions. They add it.
All right.
And no lawmaker now.
Thank you. Thank you, Patience. Thank you, Patience. Thank you very much. Let's keep the calls coming in. 0776 104 104. 086 500 104. The WhatsApp line is also active, +231 86 500 104. And the female line, the people say the 73, what they get is too small. So they want to bring 14 to make them 87. All right. So that Liberia, we agree, then we'll have 87 lawmakers. All right, at the lower house. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Wendell.
Yeah, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm yourself.
I'm fine, thank you. But I would prefer it if you can Mr. my last name, because in Liberia, yeah, when you say Mr. Wendell, a lot of people say, but the man's last name is Nimne. So why don't you say Mr. Nimne? But I don't have a problem with that if you call me Mr. Wendell, but I'm just trying to be, real.
Professional, right?
I'm a listener.
All right.
This is my first time on the show.
Okay, let's hear from you now. What's your first time contribution?
Yeah, first of all, my name is Soko M. Sharif.
Okay, Soko, welcome.
I'm calling from IGB County, District number 5.
Okay.
District IGB. Yeah, I'm contributing to the show. I listen to the talking point. And the only thing I got to say, the president now, he said it to us in 2023, he will sleep with the devil and dance with the devil. And the only thing I got to say, nothing the devil offer free.
I know, right?
So, the president said he have today, that the devil gave it. So nothing will come to us back as a citizen for the country. As I speak to you, they haven't been to easy. They kill people every day and night. And anything happening, He said that George Weah was doing it. And now, it's under administration worse than ever before.
Wow.
Yeah. So nothing will get beyond good. It's only bad.
Okay. Thank you.
That's all going on. That always will receive from the government.
Thank you, Soko. Thank you so much for your first time contribution.
Yeah, I always listen to Freedom and Kings. I'm a two seasons listening to Freedom and Kings.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for always listening to us. Thank you. All right. Let's keep the calls coming in. Let's talk to you, this person. Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
I'm calling from Walako.
You calling from where?
Wako.
Where they got that place?
We pass my place.
When you pass where?
We pass my place.
Oh, okay. All right, my call. All right. Welcome. Let's see.
Walako.
Oh, Walako. All right.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah. You know, the job is here. And the government want to create a job. Yeah, the job we see.
How the job be wasting in the government? You want to create a job. Where place you see the job at? You got some job you see somewhere?
Thank you. You got room in the country? You got room there to put the money? You got room? No room. You got quarter over? No quarter over. You got water over? No quarter over. No water over. That job there. In Botswana, anywhere you enter, you will pay for that. Anytime you go, you see coming. Why you go to the very south? Anywhere you go, coming there, water there.
I don't understand. What I don't understand the analogy you're trying to put forth. You know, why you got to do with job creation?
Yeah, listen now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, the place I live, I don't have coming. That's what I'm using. Capital LEC. Capital water is sure. Maybe the poor come, maybe it's 1.5 people. All over like the farm will be there.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You know what I'm telling you?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Listen to me now. My machine, the found on 30 county. That is get that process. That is the value for the quota.
Okay. They will create job. Okay.
And the job they want to create.
Okay.
And they take the contract to Chinese people. People are going to other people. Buy machine. How many machine to go to the factory?
Thank you. Okay, thank you. We can leave it right there. Let's go to the WhatsApp line and talk to Joseph Colley. Joseph, welcome to the show and Happy New Year from my end.
To you and to my brother Tony, and I know our brother was on the line, but somehow he went well, the Liberian people, this is Joseph Colley calling from New York. And, you know, it's like every day we need to partake. We need to ring the bell in the ear of the pape. Because, I don't know, the guys, and even the house, you people talking about, we got to prioritize things, man. We got to cut down things. This was what the harmonization was about, so that we can have equal share, so that people can benefit. It's the same thing. You guys have come around again to just grab somebody, put them somewhere, and pay them thousands of dollars because of their brother or their sister or their nephew. It is not right. How do we move forward? Can you be doing the same old thing and expect to move forward? No. We will not progress. We need to elevate, do something better, change things. But to that criminal called Maggie, my name is Joseph Colley. I'm in New York. I'll be coming down soon. I know you are criminal. You are rapists. Let me tell you, the police RG is not a judge. He's there to enforce the law that we got on the book. Not to go extraordinary and do something. And I don't know, the police RG himself is jumping over his head because the justice minister is his boss. I don't know how they work things out. Because these are just a bunch of criminals come and circumventing the law. Know what they're doing? Because somebody is one about grab them and put them in jail. And even the men they put in jail. You look at that man. No more in his face. The man is smiling, laughing. Can you imagine the way you people came back from? And you know, they inflame who on the Liberian people? Or is it the UBF thing you're bringing? Because I want to call up talking about killing people. Or that y'all put your joint, you got to molest children and how they call it, and sexually abuse our mothers and sisters, and now you're going to the brothers? Is that a thing you were trying to bring, that your voodoo stuff you got to do before you be in power? This is crazy. But, hey man, Liberian people, you got to prepare yourself. You going somewhere, like I said, get something on you to protect, to defend yourself. Okay. It's called self-defense. Somebody can do that kind of thing. If on there, they even go to the hospital, there will be a map, and you can go there and justify and tell the people what the person was trying to do to you. Okay. But because you guys are a bunch of clowns who just came to power to kind of destroy the nation. Brother, God bless you all, man. Take good care.
Thank you, Joseph Colley from New York City. Thanks for your contribution. Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Edmund, the visually impaired guy who is always putting the president feet to fire. Welcome to the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. Let me say hi to our brother in the U.S. You know, when the Liberia honor Joseph Nyama Bwaga is an interesting country and interesting place to be. Brian Mankey, she didn't play from out of himself. He was vindicated by Bwaga police, but the court of public opinion will not vindicate him, will not let him go free. Only because he didn't go through the proper channel that is supposed to allow him to be vindicated. Under the red law, you are not to be protected. Immediately your name is announced that you did it, and the individual is checked, and actually there was some penetration, you are beyond bar while investigation is going on. When the investigation is conducted, the finding is presented to court, your lawyer comes, they play a case, and all of the results that Gregor Kuma was talking about, all these kind of things, you were telling him that Gregor Kuma, you are standing in place of the investigator and the senior legal counsel for Brian Mangay. They protected Brian Mangay. So as long as Brian Mangay didn't go through all of the proceedings, the court of public opinion will refer to Brian Mangay as a rapist. If he thinks that somebody is calling you a rapist, I'm Edmond Carr, I'm around here, you can take me to court, and I will make my case in court. Until Brian Mangay can go through the proper channel, he even lied that he don't know the legal. That's a lie. He lies about everything. What the police actually did to protect Mangay, only because he facilitated a help Joe Bwaga official in government today. The more Ali, they could not afford rent. They were renting from him. I don't know why they stayed there. So because of that, they try to find. You are not been vindicated. The police is already been considered as a partisan police. They're the one who's supposed to give you clearance here, then you go have a press conference that you're a free man. Okay. The guy don't have sense. Yeah, if he has some sense in your hair, I tell you, go further. You see the other guy that they are saying to court, they go to the proceeding and see. Even how much we are fully aware that they will also manipulate beyond the scene, but it will be concluded that he went to court. And the court said he free that he didn't commit a crime. Okay. But he didn't go to court. He was a free man passing around here, and let's say that you stay taking your salary on the cover. So that Bwaga put a man right now. The man is a free man, the man go back to his job. But one thing I know, Liberia will live on it. Even Bwaga is here for 100 years. Somebody will come.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the voice of Edmond Carr. Let's Let's talk to the female general, Masisi. Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, good night to you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Wendell. How you doing, my son?
I'm okay.
Let me say hi to Brother Tony there in the diaspora. Masari is there. Let me say hi also to him. So, anyway, we'll see Brandon Magay. I will call you rapist. Because I saw one other post for that other useless one called, I know, who penetrated our door here and deny it to go move pregnancy to get to move it. You see, when I be able to buy, if it's simple, I would have children there, I will, yeah, can I will to buy people. You might want to do it. Who's a red vata, what people Ben and Booty, PB Bosso, so it on the side, get no fake. Even a shoe on the road to say you, where Shane.
I know all the thing that you.
Oh, my phone would have given me 10. Not let me to let my question.
Ma'am, go ahead.
I've been seeing this man. I said more Ali. That's what I'm saying. So go very fast. I'm going from Google. TV says go for air.
Oh, my God.
And I ever go move it. If you're not moving, so there's a come back and he's telling them on his post that anybody call you any name, take them to the law. What are you? I want to take me to the law. I want to take me to the law because you tell them because anybody profile, anybody can do it. So it's fair. Brother Magay. They also be protecting our children. Get a common as a police RG protecting Brother Magay in this country as a finish our daughter and he's telling us he's a judge, Murphy, he's a lawyer, and he got court at Central. He's telling journalists, open your mouth to defend Brother Magay in this country. And tell God the whole world is watching. The embassy near us here is watching. And see what's going on.
Okay.
Let's see that cry in this country. Then you get another man. So, mother, you see the man going, kissing the point, the feet, shaking head, bluffing. Then I see this man and say, he's not for good, he's getting to court. Even our children in this country, our 4 boys just that, but to the court. From that first time, they'll be out right now. We know. Because the white man rapper, the person and the children rapper, so then they be out back. Why you not say no? For the better party before we get no court. Oh, when you have no poor people, they will not nothing with that bad. Who will there for them? Who made that power? Or that's the better market that they got money. The hair is cooking down. The hair is still there. So thing I'm going to be today. Spending there. Go already the simple. They go to the Capitol Hill. And go to a wicked see that look here, operating there, and put it in the street. So he's defending Brother Magay, and I don't know, you let him up. The son of my was showing.
Yeah, that's the issue now, please.
Oh, Masisi. Yeah. I beg you, Masisi will see you, man.
That's the issue, Masisi, please.
Man, we'll beg you, We'll beg you, Masisi. Take down. We'll beg you. Thank you. Thank you, Masisi. Thank you. She's still talking a little more. Yeah. Whoa, yeah. Lord. Let me talk to my last caller, then I'll go to the comments. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, how are you? You are the last caller, so you have to be brief. Tell us your name first and where you calling from.
I'm Pastor Jim Wabida calling from Tugoro Community.
Okay, Pastor, welcome to the show. Let's hear you.
First of all, I want to thank God. Thank you for the show and for the topic on the discussion.
Okay.
First, I want to talk about where they are about the house. As regard the house, it sounds very crazy to hear people, lawmakers, talking about adding another 14 seats into the house. Even the present lawmakers that are there, I think about 74 or so, I don't really see only 1 or 2 people that are really contributing to the quota of this nation. But for one reason, why is the excess? Why is the topic on discuss that people will discuss that you need additional 14 persons? There's wickedness in high places. That is very wicked. Wickedness in high places I couldn't see. I regard very common situation. My only thinking is that they should start to consider him. If he found guilty, they should face the full weight. If he's not found guilty, they should reconsider placing that in position. Yes, thank you for the topic discussion.
Thank you very much. Let's run to the comments. Let me run you through the comments quickly. Then we go from here. So, hey, let's begin with this one. It says Samia Bankoe Junior. Good morning, Freedom Family. I'm watching you from District 17, Hotel Africa Road. Thomas Payne says, good morning, guys. Watching you from Paynesville City. Vinicius Jr. Bar, following from Crewtown. He said, is coming back. Henry Tito Jr. Good morning, my Freedom Family. And our weather report man, Uncle Tunis. I am watching you from my residence in Cornwall. Thanks for the great information to our country, Mama Liberia. And Yankee Johnson. Yankee, what's up, man? It's good hearing from you, Yankee. I'm told you somewhere in Yekepa. Welcome, Yankee Johnson. Charles Wia says, good morning, Freedom Family. I'm following you from Jacobtown. Walkie Davis says, good morning, Wendell. Good morning to you too, Walkie. Steven Yakode says, good morning. I'm following you from Cotton Tree, District 2, Lower Magibi County. And we also have Famuya M. Fofana says, good morning. Watching you from Lofa. And Sarah Tula says, that's the best way. I don't know what's the best way. Amos Joe, good morning, my Freedom Family. I'm watching you live from Lower Magibi County. All right. And what's this here? Where the sound is coming from? Where the crazy sound is coming from? All right. So Amos Joe says, good morning, my Freedom Family. I'm watching live from Lower Magibi County, Dwa Zone community. Stephen A. Barr says, good morning, Freedom Print News Family. I'm following you from Dakar, Senegal. And Famuma again says, is watching Stanley Boso. Greetings to the peace-loving citizens of Mama Liberia, watching live from my residence in Congress City, Wendell Gauss and Big Brother Tunis. This rescue government is a complete embarrassment. The IG seems to be a partisan IG by allowing J. Brian McGill kids to go sky-free in a sign of disorderliness. Government lastly does it says lastly does Mount Bank lawmakers should never try to do nonsense, because 2029 all of them are going to be replaced. Augustine Tyler says, I'm watching you from Baltimore, Maryland. All right, folks, that's all the time. Let's go to our man Tunis. Tunis, let's get your parting comment.
Just say, we ask you guys to follow
Tunis,
us.
you are muted.
I'm not muted.
Tunis?
Yes, I'm here.
Tunis, we can't hear you.
I don't know why, but I'm here. I'm not muted.
Tunis, are you there?
Yes, but I'm talking. I don't know what's going on.
Well, something is happening. I think, folks, we gotta go. Time is not in our favor, but we'll be here tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Remember, this is Liberia. Let's always keep it peaceful. Let's always put the government feet to fire to do those promises they made to us during the campaign. And job creation was a part of their campaign message to us. So please, folks, let's always engage them. Thank you, and thanks to everyone that's been watching us on this midweek presentation. Wendell Nimna is my name, and do have a pleasant midweek.